Welcome to the Heart Library.
Hey, what's wrong?
I have a secret. I stole cookies from my dad's cookie jar.
Was it good?
Stop, I'm being serious. My brother got in trouble for it. I wish I could have told my dad the truth.
Hey kids, what's going on? It sounds like you have a little bit of a conflict. You know what time it is? Story time!
Yay!
Let's go on a little bit of a heart journey. Please come into my library. Today, I have a very exciting story to tell you. So today we're going to be talking about a small village in South Korea. It's all the way across the other side of the world. Are you ready?
Yes!
Are you ready?
Yes!
Yes, me too. It's time to go on a heart journey. So long time ago in South Korea, they used to heat their houses with charcoal. These days, we use oil and gas boilers to actually heat our houses. But that time, they used charcoal. And so in many houses, they would get 2 or 3 or even 10 blocks of charcoal and heat their houses. But it was very, very difficult because not only one house, the whole village will heat their houses. And after they heat their houses, there's a lot of garbage that piles up. Excess ash, a lot of ash from the charcoal would pile up and they would put it in front of their houses. Well, early in the mornings, there would be these garbage men. They would wake up early in the morning. They would put on their clothes and they would go out and pick up all of the garbage from all around the village. Well, there was this one man in the village. He was very poor and he didn't have much. Actually, his family lived in one bedroom and it was him, his wife, and 3 children all slept in the same room. They didn't have much money. They didn't have many resources, but they all lived together. But the father, he would clean the ash and come back home very, very, very tired. And so he would lay down and he would be so tired. His body was so tired. And he laid down, so exhausted. And his wife would see him and she would see, oh, my husband looks so tired. Honey, your body looks terrible. Your face looks terrible. Are you okay? Oh, honey, I'm okay. But she could see he was absolutely tired. And actually, he had body aches and his head was hurting and all of his body hurt. It was so painful. And so she would make him some really, really delicious food before he went to sleep and give him some hot tea. And she tried to take care of him as much as she could. But his body was so tired. The next day, he would wake up, very tired, of course, and the son was laying down. The son, he was in the 6th grade. He was laying down and he would see, Dad looks so tired today. Dad looks tired every day and he wakes up early in the morning. Oh my goodness. How can I help Dad not be so tired? That's what the son thought to himself. But the father, he got up in the morning. Oh, my body. And he stretched. Oh, my neck. Oh, my back. Oh. And the wife said, honey, maybe you should take the day off today. The father, he thought, absolutely not. You have no idea. Honey, the wife said, your body looks terrible. If you continue this way, you're going to become very sick. And the father said strongly, no, I have to go to work. If I don't go to work, how can we have a warm house? How can we have food? And if the city sees all of the ashes piling up, they're going to think that man is a very lazy man. He doesn't do the work well, and they'll fire me. And if I get fired, What will we do? We won't have any place to live. That's what the father thought. And so the mother, even though the mother was very difficult, she began to be silent. That's right. Even though my husband's very difficult, because we are poor, he has to go to work. And she became very silent. At that time, the father, he decided his heart, and then he put on his work clothes. Honey, I'm gonna go out to work. He started to put on his clothes, and he got ready for work. And he was ready. Time to go push the garbage. And he was very difficult, but he picked up his cart and he went. It was very heavy, very heavy. And in Seoul, there's a lot of hills. So he had to go up the hill, but it was too difficult. So he had a method. He didn't go straight. He had to go zigzag. A little bit this way, a little bit that way, a little bit this way, a little bit that way. It was just half the day, but he had done so much work already. And he looked down, and there was more ash. And he looked down the road, and there was more ash. So many houses full of ash. And so one by one, he put them on the cart. And he went, and he picked up more. Oh, my back. And he picked up the cart. Oh, my back, my legs. And he went house by house by house, picking up the ash, putting it in, going, picking up the ash, putting it in, and he would pick up more ash and put it in, and pick up the cart. And he did this all day, everyone, all day. And he was so tired, and his body was hurting so much. He would come home, he would open the door. Hi, kids. Hi, wife. He would be so tired, but he would try to put on a smile. The son was watching very carefully to his father, and he saw that his father was so sick and so tired, and that worried him a lot. But guess what? Let's take a look. What's going to happen next? When the father came home and saw his son and his daughters and his wife, he put on that smile. But the son noticed something was a little off. The father was actually very sick. So the son thought to himself, what can I do to help my dad to not be so sick and not be so tired? And so the son, he would go to school, but he was a little bit different from other kids. Because this son, he would take care of his notebook and everything very well. And so he would flip the pages very carefully. And the other kids, they just flip their pages anywhere. They break their pencils. They throw away their pens. They didn't care. But this student, this young boy, he opened up his pages very carefully. He made sure he didn't tear them. He took care of all of his notebooks and all of his things very well. And when the teacher would call, the teacher would stand up in front of class and he would say, everyone, today we have a very special activity after school. It costs a little bit money, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And so the boy would look and he would think to himself, I don't think I'm going to go on that activity because it costs money. And so the boy, he never went to any school activities that cost money. In fact, he knew that his father was working so hard and they were so poor. So he took care of his notebooks, he took care of his pencils and all of his school supplies. And so the boy thought to himself, I'm not going to go on any school trips because my family needs to save money. But other kids, when they would hear about school trips and activities that cost money, they never thought about that. Oh yes, we're going to go on a school trip. Woo! We're going to have a lot of fun. This little boy, he was a little different. He sat down at his desk. He took care of all of his things, and he was very neat and organized, and he would go home very quickly after school. He would run. Do you want to see how fast he ran?
Yes!
You want to see how fast he ran?
Yes!
He ran very fast. He stood up. Oh, I gotta get home. Gotta get home. Gotta get home. And he would get home, and then he would open the door. He would drop off all his things at home, and then he did something that nobody expected him to do. He started to run to find where his father was. And then he saw his father. There he is! Dad, I shouldn't make a sound. Shh. And he snuck behind his father. And his father was working so hard. Boom, 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 boom. Zigzag, 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 zigzag. And then all of a sudden, the little boy ran and pushed with all of his might to the behind the cart. And then the father, he felt something. Ooh. He turned around. He didn't see anybody there. But all of a sudden, the cart became a lot lighter. And he felt, oh, that's much better. And the son was in the back of the cart, pushing with all of his might. But by the end of the day, the father noticed something. My son! My son! Wow, you helped me all day today. I didn't know that you were helping me. But he looked back and he saw it was his wonderful son who was pushing the cart. Yay! The father was so thankful. And the son was very thankful to help the father. This was a very, very warm-hearted story. Everyone, this is not the end. When the boy pushed the father's cart, the father was so happy that he spent a little extra money to buy something for the son. Do you want to know what he bought?
Yes!
I'm very excited to talk about this because these are my favorite snacks. He bought the son moon pies. In Korea, they're called choco pies. I love choco pies, especially when you put them in the oven. But that's a whole nother thing. Don't do that by yourself, kids. Okay, but I love those choco pies. So he bought those choco pies for his son, and they had a great time sitting down on the bench, watching the sun set and eating the choco pies as father and son. They were very happy together, and their hearts were flowing as one. Everyone, this boy, he was a little bit different from other kids. He could have been embarrassed to push that garbage with his father. Right, everyone?
Yes!
But he was very, very happy to push that garbage with his father, and his father was very, very happy, and they sat on the bench, and they ate delicious choco pie together, and they were so happy. The end. So everyone, what did we learn from this story today? So I'll tell you what I learned. Even though you come from a very difficult background, when you share your hearts with your family, when you tell your family what's in your heart and your family tells you what's in their hearts, when your hearts connect, you become very happy together. And that's what I learned from this story. The son and the father, they connected their hearts together as they worked very hard together. The young son, he saw that his father was in great difficulty, and he decided to help his father. And the father really appreciated that help. They connected their hearts, they shared their hearts, and they became very happy. These days, you could think about it. Kids, you can share your heart with your family. with your dad, your mom, your brothers, your sisters, your friends. And when you share your heart, you begin to have a very happy and thankful life. So I'm so happy today. As we were listening to Jacob, he was very sad because he stole cookies out of the cookie jar. But if he just shares with his father about his problems, then those problems won't be problems at all. Right, Jacob?
Yes.
Did you enjoy that story?
Yes.
Yes, I enjoyed that story too. Do you think this is going to help you?
Yes.
Me too. So I'm very excited that we could go on this heart journey together. Well, I'll see you next time. Bye!